Welcome back to U-Versus. Today we are covering the Sonic tapes, also known as Shin Sonic, where the main villain is Sonic the Hedgehog. A little thingy here. If you like this video, why not subscribe to the channel, since the analytics shows that you're most likely not subscribed. Anyway, bye. Please subscribe. This got a big following due to obviously Sonic the Hedgehog, but other analog horrors at the time as well, such as the Walton Files, the Takanis, and also the Man in the Suit, which I could also cover if you want me to. Let's see if this monster Sonic is beatable and get into the series. The series opens with Sonic the Hedgehog standing over Eggman's body, but I'm not giving advice since we see how he dies later. Then Sonic does a spooky face thing. We see an emergency alert using the siren head noise, warning people about a threat in the neighbourhood. It cuts through security footage of a house, channeling through channels, until we see Dorothy's red boots.
And think to yourself, there's no place like home.
Then a glass breaking sound. Sonic starts smiling into a camera and runs upstairs. I've shown a person's POV of Sonic's smile when he runs away but is killed by Sonic ripping his guts out. This person could have survived this by paying attention to the emergency broadcast and actually hiding when they saw Sonic on the security camera. The next episode cuts to a cartoon version of Sonic who is breathing heavily and sucking on his own hand, which is definitely the daily habit of a Discord moderator. Until two creatures walk up to him and get killed. But they're not getting advice due to the new Sinners rule. It don't take long though, since Sonic finds Dr. Eggman and kills him because of him turning the animals that he eats into robots. Dr. Eggman could have survived this by using Metal Sonic, who we'll find out about later, to fight Sonic or at least distract him so Eggman can get away. The next episode, named Two-Tailed Fox, begins with Tails awaking from a nap, who is instantly killed, I guess, or infected by Sonic, who snuck up on him. Tails could have survived this by using his cannon powers of flying, since he could have flew away from Sonic when he sensed something was wrong. We get another broadcast about several reports of missing people, without a single body being found, which worries the public. We're shown events of what has happened to these people, with a Sonic and Tails team up, especially of reports of a fast creature and one that can fly. I wonder who they could be. And at the end of this episode, we are shown that Sonic seems to be growing, and a chart of this is shown how bad it could get. The next episode shows a police officer in a forest investigating strange noises and potential disappearances, until he walks upon Shin Sonic, who is around the same size of some small trees. Then runs into a nest of tails, which make a 3 AM YouTuber Wendigo scream. The officer finds some weird cow statue, which is behind some of the lore. I'll explain in the story when we get to it, before being jump scared and killed by Sonic. The officer could have survived this by not just standing still as soon as he got to the cow statue, and at least hiding in a bush or something. Especially since Sonic is like really high up and probably can see the ground less better than he used to be. And also because hedgehogs have really bad eyesight anyway. Authorities find the cop's body on top of the cow statue, which is decomposed really fast for some reason. The next day, when authorities tried getting the statue, it was gone without a trace, leading them to warn the public to stay away from areas with high disappearance, without showing the footage of the officer. The final footage of this episode shows Shin Sonic roaring above the trees like something you would see from Godzilla. This growth is the reason why he's called Shin Sonic, because it's similar to the movie called Shin Godzilla, where Godzilla goes through a similar-ish thing. Except Godzilla ate a giant blue fast hedgehog. Next episode begins with Knuckles running through Green Hill Zone and finding dead animals or robots with nobody else there. Don't worry, Knuckles, here's some company. He just may bite and chew a little. Knuckles runs away from Shin Sonic, who is constantly growing, and then gets captured by him. Sonic uses the powers of bullshit to show Knuckles a vision of demonic things, and the Chaos Emeralds which Sonic needs to take over the world. And I think this is the reason why Sonic keeps growing. Chaos Emeralds are a real thing that you can find in the games of Sonic, which basically grants you Dragon Ball Z powers and turns Sonic yellow. This episode, appropriately titled Chaos, shows Knuckles with a sign that says Past on it, also revealing that Sonic has been disclosed to the public due to his increase in size. But no matter the size, he will still have his extreme speed as well, which is shown here. Sonic goes to the city looking for a Chaos Emerald and eats a green one that he found, with a bunch of Tails kidnapping people at his side. Here's just a little advice on how to survive these Tails, since all you need to do is just stay inside, especially since Sonic seems to avoid knocking over buildings anyway. Knuckles plans to go back in time to collect Chaos Emeralds and use them against Sonic to defeat him. The next episode shows us when Knuckles does travel back in time to Hidden Palace Zone, which is from Sonic 2, and is the same game where Knuckles appeared in. Get actual voice acting from Knuckles and another Echidna from his clan, who both start fighting for the emeralds. Then see the cow statue inside Sonic's stomach with all the emeralds he has collected. Final episode of Season 1 begins with Shin Sonic getting another emerald before getting nuked, but just laughing whilst it happens since he can apparently also heal wounds. Showing that Shin Sonic can also curl up into a ball as protection from any threat which is similar to the games. Also see why there is multiple tails, as they just split apart, similar to mitosis, which is disgusting. Hello is being interrogated by some American authorities when he tells them something is inside Dr. Eggman's laboratory. And when they look inside, they find Metal Sonic, which, come on man, you just let Sonic kill you and tons of other people, instead of using your secret weapon. Police find intel of how the events of this whole situation even happened, with footage of normal Sonic being captured, somehow even though he's the fastest alive. We basically had a whole episode on Sonic Boom on why that's impossible. Whatever, aside from that magic, it's revealed that some sort of cult turned Sonic into what we saw at the start of the series. The two cultists argue about Sonic. One is super serious about the cult, and one is definitely a rookie.
Can't freaking do that right.
Even have funny names being called Straight Man and Rob Bob, who have been charged with public urination before these events. I think they hardly count as villains, so I'm just going to say they could have survived this by not untying the fastest creature alive that just threatened to murder them, since that probably weren't the greatest idea. Police find out where Sonic is hiding the statue and the emeralds, which is inside him if you forgot, and he will reshape the world with their powers. Final thing we see in this season is Metal Sonic in front of a giant robot version of Shin Sonic that will be used to fight him. Now that this season is over, I'll rank the survivability of it and how much I liked it in a tier list. I think okay, we're not surviving this, let's be honest, because you're going against a Godzilla-sized hedgehog with giant quills, super speed and can withstand nukes. And no matter how many reps you do in the gym, you're not surviving it. I think that Shin Sonic belongs in the C+ tier, since I have mixed feelings with the series, but it definitely is fun. I hope you enjoyed the first YouTube video and also series on this channel, and especially I hope you enjoyed Shin Sonic itself. I've still hidden the blue pumpkin somewhere in this video, try to find it if you can. This has been You Versus, and I'll see you next time. Huh? this has been You Versus, and I'll see you next time. Oh, hopefully that's nothing.
It said Dalton. I can still hear that voice.